Well, good afternoon and welcome back to the Aberdeen Sports Village here in the north of Scotland for live coverage of the Scottish Gas National Age Group Championships, brought to you exclusively by Scottish Swimming in partnership with Aberdeen City Council, the University of Aberdeen, Speedo, Scottish Gas and QTV Sports. I'm Jack McGill. I'm hosting the first 3 days of swimming. And we have over 840 competitors from more than 90 teams all over the country and indeed from other parts of the world, as we saw this morning. In the presentation suite alongside me is former swimmer Kerry Buchan, and delighted to welcome her back for this afternoon's coverage. Good afternoon to you, Kerry.
Good afternoon.
So the afternoon heats ahead, the younger swimmers, tell us, once this race starts, we're starting with the boys 800 metres free. We'll just wait for the start of this first heat and then we'll have a wee chat maybe about this particular session and how it differs from the first session. Perhaps you could explain to us how the structure of these meets works.
I think in the morning it's always the more experienced swimmers, older swimmers that go in the morning, and then they get a bit of a rest in the afternoon, and then they come back to swim better at night. Usually have a little sleep in the afternoon so they can come back fresher. And then the younger ones, they get their chance in the afternoon to get, I guess, the best out of their swim as well. Sorry.
Go on. No, go on.
No, I'm just saying it's a bit different from earlier, because these guys are ranging from ages 10 to 14, so some really young swimmers in this session.
Let's take a look at the lineup in this first heat, the boys 800 metres. Aaron Muir in lane 1, Connor Walsh in lane 2, Philip Yule in lane 3, Harris Bruce in lane 4, Jonathan Christie in lane 5, Dylan Somerville in lane 6, Oscar Smiley in lane 7, Alistair Cormack in lane 8, JJ Moultrie-Waring in lane 9, and Jack Dalgetty completes the lineup in lane 10. You can see that they're on to their third length already, and we'll hand over to our venue commentator, Duncan McKinnell, who will take you through the rest of the race.
So coming to the 200 now, Jonathan Christie really starting to assert himself here. Goes through the 200 and 220 dead. So pacing just over the 113. And a pretty healthy lead now. 224 for Philip Yule now in second place, so some 4 seconds back. Harris Bruce now in third in lane 4. But out on his own. Jonathan Christie looking very strong. Jonathan in the 13th, so 11 to 13 age group. In fact, all these swimmers in this first heat in that age group, the 14-year-olds coming, well, not in fact until heat 3. So Jonathan is certainly going to set a fair old standard, I think, for the 11 to 13s. He's now about 10 meters up, coming to 300. Get a sense of his speed here in this third 100. So remember, he was 113 and change for his second 100. 333.34, so pretty much identical split for his third 100. So going nicely, consistently on sort of 9:40 pace. So entered on 10:03, so certainly looking good to make a sizable improvement on that. And you can just see the size of his lead now. Looking good for second place is Philip Yule. Third place, Harris Bruce still, but not that far behind him, JJ Moultrie-Waring in lane 9. So there's just 8/10 between them, and then a gang of them just a few meters after that. But 1 and 2 looking pretty secure. Certainly Jonathan Christie in the lead. So this will be the halfway turn. And he goes through it 4:47.38. Just slackening his pace a little bit in that fourth 100. So he'll want to try and keep it going at that 1:13 sort of pace. So Jonathan Christie, winner at 1500 at the West District Junior Age Groups long course meet, second short course. So this is very much about Jonathan Christie against the clock now. Coming to 500. His lead is over 15 meters. He goes through 6:01.47, 300 to go. Philip Yule on his own in second place as well, so he also really has just got to focus on his own swim. Harris Bruce has a number of people not that far behind him that he needs to worry about, but he's still reasonably comfortably in third, 6:21.0, second and a half ahead of Dylan Somerville, who's now moved just ahead of JJ Moultrie-Waring into fourth place. So another 1:14 split for Jonathan Christie for his fifth 100, so he's settling into that pace of just low 9:40s now. So 20 seconds or so inside his entry time. And so he looks comfortable enough coming down towards the 600. Good. Fairly speedy arm rate. And it's about keeping your concentration going now. Don't let anything get in the way of technique and pacing. So 200 to go, 7:14.81. So he's picked up the pace again. Under the 1:14, 1:13.3 for that last 100. On the live streaming, a very nice focused close-up on him. As the others turn, that group for third place. Still Harris Bruce in third place from Dylan Somerville. Less than a second between them now. The live streaming very much focusing on our leader, and rightly so, because he is having a terrific swim. You'll be able to see that, of course, on YouTube. Check out the swims once you go home, either later this afternoon or this evening. It's all going to be there for you, courtesy of Quipu TV. And coming to the bell now, Jonathan Christie into the final 100, 8:28.01. So the other swimmers now starting to take the bell, starting with Philip Yule. He's certainly going to be good for second. Close for third now, very close for third. In fact, we've got a new third place swimmer, Dylan Somerville. Final turn now for Jonathan Christie, so he is a long way clear. 9:04.08 with 50 meters to go, so it's really a question of just how big his PB is going to be and what size of task he's going to set the second heat. Really good stuff from Jonathan Christie, a youngster from South Lanarkshire, 13-year-old. So remember, 10:03.90, the time he came into this meet. Is he going to get under 9:40? Yes, he is. 9:39.66. And well-deserved applause for Jonathan. Philip Yule, he's had a fairly lonely second place for certainly the second half of this race. A 10:10 his entry time. He's going to improve on that. Let's just check out his time. 9:59.94. And there's a terrific race brewing for third. Harris Bruce looks to have just got it back from Dylan Somerville. It's between the two, and it is going to be Harris who gets third place. 10:12.28. Just a half a second ahead of Dylan. 10:12.77. But our winner with a very impressive 9:39.66. Jonathan Christie of South Lanarkshire. Just before this next heat starts, spectators, the revised start sheets are now available. And if you take your old one, if you got one of the old ones, if you take that back to the desk, we'll replace it with a brand new one for you. As the trumpets sound out for Heat 2, we have Keith Brown of City of Aberdeen in 1, Luca D'Addario Pollock of Warrender in 2, Morgan Eriksson of South Aberdeenshire in 3, Callum Young of South Lanarkshire in 4, Logan Patterson of Aberdeen in 5, Joe Tate of Hearts in 6, Gianna Napolitano of North Lanarkshire in 7, Ben Morrison, Dundee City Aquatics in 8, Jamie MacDonald of Warrender in 9, and George Cowan of St Thomas in lane 10. So entry times here 9:49.20 up to 10:03.50. Of course, the time they've now got to beat 9:39.66 set by Jonathan Christie. Early leader in lane 5 in the white cap is Logan Patterson of Aberdeen. So let's just check his 100 split, 1:04.62, so that is exactly 2 seconds faster than the previous heat. So a good start from Logan. Logan third recently in this pool at the West Hill meet at 1500 freestyle. He was 5th in North District age groups at the same length. Of course, 800's not that often swum for the boys. So a good opportunity here to improve on your times. Logan's time, quite an old one, 9:49 set at last year's national age group, so that's certainly due for an update. And he's certainly setting off nicely. Tight contest for second. Jamie MacDonald had it at the 150 turn from Joe Tate. Gianna Napolitano Callum Young, among others. James. But it is the white cap of Logan Patterson, who is now about 7 meters up. Goes through in 2:16.53, now 3.5 seconds faster than the first heat and pacing just under 1:12. So he certainly, if he can keep this pace going, he's also going to post a very nice improvement on his entry time, as we saw in the first heat from Jonathan Christie. The Hart swimmer Joe Tate now may just have edged himself into second. On the live stream, you can just see him on the left of your shot. As they turn at the 250, Logan's lead about 5 seconds. It is Joe Tate in second, only 800ths ahead of Callum Young. And then Gianna Napolitano right there as well. So those three all turning in 2:58 at the 250. But compared to 2:52 for Logan. And he comes to 300 now with about a 8-9 meter advantage. Turns in 3:28.95. His pace has just dropped a bit there, over a 1:12. So I want to just focus on that and try and build it back up again. So we're talking about in the first heat. Can be quite tough when you're out on your own just to maintain your pace in this middle and latter sections. It's always interesting talking to distance swimmers about how they tackle the longer events. The advice is to push on and think you're swimming faster in the second half. And that way you may just be maintaining pace. Anyway, Logan is certainly dominating. There's been a fair amount of change about in the contest for second place. Looks like Callum Young has it now from Gianna Napolitano. Halfway point for Logan, 4:41.42. So again, around about a 1:12.5. So that looks to be his new pace now. That would be around 9:30 pace. Remember, of course, that we saw a 9:39 from Jonathan Christie. So you would expect Logan's time to be faster than that, based on progress so far. Looks like Callum Young is increasingly making second his own. Callum second in the long course West District Junior age groups at 1500, having won the short course version of that event. Logan looking well controlled. I sort of feel that there's maybe going to be a strong last 100, but he's got some potential, you would think, to drive on. 5:54.53. He's just dropping his pace again. That was a 1:13, so just we'll be slightly concerned about that. I don't think there's any question that he's going to win the heat now. Question is with what time, because of course there's a number of 13-year-olds in the next heat, 3 of them. So if he wants to get himself onto the podium, he'll need to be faster than at least one of them. So that must be Logan's target. So every incentive to really push on in the last quarter of the race, coming towards 600 now. Still it's Callum Young in second place, about 4 meters now up on Giano Napolitano. Giano third behind Callum at the West District Junior Age Groups at 1500. So Callum second, Giano third in that one. As Logan goes through 7:07.70. So again a 1:13. So I suggest something in the order of 15, 16, 17 seconds faster than his entry time at 9:49 maybe. But of course that could be improved upon if he can pick it up in the final 100. Of course still 150 to go, so 3 lengths to manage. About 9 seconds now is advantage over Callum Young. And then a 6.5 second gap between Callum and Giano. So the 1, 2, 3 I think now fairly set. Morgan Eriksson in 4th place, 8:02. So he's about 3 seconds back on Giano as Logan Patterson takes the bell. So through 700, 8:19.57. He has picked up his pace in that 7th 100, so that was back under 1:12 there. So good effort there from Logan. Now see if he can build on that in the final 100. Callum Young is pushing it on pretty nicely as well. He is working very hard in lane 4. But it is Logan Patterson coming up towards his final turn. It's great to have the drums going and the trumpets sounding. Let's have lots of noise, guys. Down the final length then. We're bringing it to a rousing crescendo here. Logan Patterson working hard, those legs starting to go. The stroke rate has increased, so let's see what he can do against his 9:49 entry time. So 9:30 I think would be the target. He's going to be there or thereabouts. Going to be just over 9:30.70. So that will be the target time for the final heat. He's 18.5 seconds inside his entry time. So good swim there. Callum Young finishing 2nd place. Nice improvement for him as well. 15 seconds improvement, 9:40.75. Giano Napolitano in 3rd, 9:48.75 for him. So good number of these swimmers improving on their entry times. So summary of the result, Logan Patterson the winner there, 9:30.70, Callum Young 2nd, and Giano Napolitano 3rd. So 1 heat to go. So we introduce the 14-year-olds here. We've got 7 of them, 3 13-year-olds who have to beat Logan's time, 9:30.70. So on to the final heat, just running through the field. We have Owen MacDonald of Dumfries in 1, Marshall Illingworth of South Ayrshire in 2, Scott Lilburn of First in 3, Jacob Marchbank of Perth City in 4, Ryan Retson of First in 5, Rory Lawless of Carnegie in 6, Ewan McComish of South Lanarkshire in 7, Craig Smith of City of Aberdeen in 8, Duncan McKinney of City of Glasgow in 9, and Harvey Tate of Hearts in 10. So the 3 13-year-olds here, Ryan Retson in 5, Duncan McKinney in 9, and Harvey Tate in 10. So coming to the 100 split, and it's Retson who leads, but not by much. 102.60. Rory Lawless 102.77. Ewan McComish 103.11. So just half a second separating the top three, and then another half second to Jacob Marchbank in the red cap in lane 4. So a nice little arrowhead at the front of this race, headed by Ryan Retson in lane 5. The first swimmer. So one of the 13-year-olds at the moment taking on the 14-year-olds and leading them. Youth Development Squad member. Don't have too much distance form for Ryan. Did win at North Ayrshire early in the year. Beside him and looking pretty strong is Rory Lawless of Carnegie. So he'll be looking to win in the 14 age group. It was very impressive to make the final of the North District Grand Prix at 1500, or 9th anyway. I think that was probably he declared winner. But it definitely was. And he has just tucked in 2/10 behind Ryan Retson at the 200, 209.93. So the split just over 107 for Retson. So it's still Retson and Lawless 8/10 apart now. Then a 1.4 gap to Ewan McComish. So these three, but particularly Ryan and Rory. Still just half a metre or so separating them. Up to maybe a metre now as we come to 300. So Ryan Retson is holding off Rory Lawless. The gap amounts 6/10, 3:17.03. We are a fair bit faster than the previous heat, about 12 seconds. And once again, a 107 split. So we're in the 850-ish territory. Rory Lawless doing his best to stick with Ryan Retson, but does look like Ryan's lead just gradually building now. It's about 1.5 meters now. Ewan McComish still very much in the mix. So this next turn will be halfway. Just to give you a yardstick, Logan Patterson went through the 400 at 4:41. Does look like Rory Lawless maybe has just closed it down a little bit in this 8th length. So there's very much a race still to be had here. That could be good for their times as well, if it really pushes them on. 4:25.35 for Ryan Retson, 4:25.91 for Rory Lawless. Ryan split just drifting back a bit there to a 108. Ewan McComish now nearly 3 seconds back on Rory Lawless, so at the moment, unless he can pick that up, it would be a silver medal in the 14 age group for Ewan. Certainly can't see any of the others catching him in the second half here, unless something very dramatic happened. But at the front, we've definitely still got a contest on our hands, and Ewan McComish, I don't know whether he heard me there, but it looks to be closing the gap now. So it's still very much a three-way race here. Ryan Retson's led throughout, but he can't shake them off. So we'll check the 500 split. So he was 108 and change for his 400. Goes through 5:33.39, so pretty much exactly a 108 for his 500. So we're looking at something now in the mid-850s, I think. So Ryan maybe not quite at his entry time pace of 8:49, unless he really heats it up in the second half. Rory Lawless entered 9:09. I think he's certainly going to be inside that. Ewan McComish entered 9:17, so likewise I would think there'll be a good improvement there. So it's getting closer now, coming up to 600. As soon as I said it was getting closer, it looked like Ryan just pulled it back a bit. And again, his lead is near enough 9/10, 6:42.30. All three of them, I think, just their pace dropping back. You'd think that would create an opportunity maybe for the followers behind Ryan, but they seem to be happy just to hold the distance behind him. So the three of them all just getting slightly slower. I imagine that will change as we get towards the closing stages here. 3 lengths to go now. And I certainly feel this could hot up into a storming final 100. Ryan Retson has led throughout, but you just get the feeling the two 14-year-olds will be out to get him in the final 100. And Ewan McComish has had a really good length here, and he's just nipped past Rory Lawless as the three take the bell into the final 100 then. It's still Retson who leads, 7:50.96, just 100 separating McComish and Lawless. Remember, that's for a gold medal in the 14 age group, the battle between these two. So even if they don't get past Retson, it really matters which one gets the win there between them. Retson still leading then. 15 meters shy of the final turn. Then it's Lawless and McComish locked together. So you couldn't ask for a more exciting 800 freestyle here. Let's get behind these swimmers coming down the last length then. Lane 5, Ryan Retson, he's led throughout. Can he hold off the two 14-year-olds down the last length? Ewan McComish just ahead of Rory Lawless as they come down, and Ewan McComish is working his socks off here. He is up just about with Retson. Who's going to get this one? Ryan Retson just has the edge. Is he going to hold on? It's going to be, well, here comes Lawless, but it is Ryan Retson who takes it, 8:55.92. Ewan McComish just ahead of Rory Lawless, so he'll pick up gold in the 14 age group. What a fantastic 800 freestyle swim. Well done, boys. So the fourth place swimmer there, Duncan McKinney, so 9:16.58 will give him the silver medal in the 13 age group. Marshall Illingworth will pick up bronze in the 14 age group with his 9:18.37, so well done to all of them. Just check out the time from the final 13-year-old. I think it's likely to be the bronze medal going to Logan Patterson from the previous heat, and that is confirmed. It will be Logan Patterson, the bronze medalist in the 11 to 13 age group from Heat 2.
So a thrilling finale there to the boys' 800-metre freestyle. Kerry, what about that for a finish? Over a full 800 metres, and 3 of them absolutely neck and neck as they came to the finish.
Yeah, really exciting race there. Ryan Retson was leading all the way through, but Ewan McComish came back a stormer in the last 200 metres there. I thought he was going to get it, but Ryan just held on at the last bit.
It's great drama to have at the start of the afternoon session, which for some people can sometimes be a little bit slow, but I think these kids are out to disprove that theory.
Definitely. I think all the kids, well, the ones I've seen around poolside, seem really excited to be here. I mean, this is probably a lot of their first Scottish nationals, so they'll all be excited, and as you can see in that race there, it's an 800, but they're all battling to finish with their hand on the wall first.
Certainly is. Do let us know what you thought of that race. Remember, the hashtag is Snags14. The next event is the girls 200 meters butterfly. 3 swimmers in this opening heat, and Duncan will talk you through it.
So the 3 swimmers off and away. Ellis Bryant of West Lothian in 4, Katie Steele of Dundee City Aquatics in 5, Lily Haggerty of City of Glasgow in 6. So good geographical spread here. Dundee, Glasgow, West Lothian. Not a lot between them on times, just about 2 seconds spread, 3:03 to just under 3:05. At the first turn, Ellis Bryant leads the way, West Lothian swimmer. So the West Lothian girl, Ellis Bryant, still leading. Second in her home West Lothian meet at the Bathgate pool a month or 2 ago. And she turns halfway, 1:24.48. Second place, Lily Haggerty. Lily Jane Haggerty, to give her a Sunday name. But it's only Wednesday, so we'll not do that. Katie Steele just on her shoulder. So a good contest between those 2. Lily, winner at Alloa. Katie, winner in the Midland distance meet. But it's the West Lothian swimmers got a reasonably good lead here, about 3 meters as she turns for the final time, 2:12.73. So pacing around about 48 seconds. So she's going to be around the 3-minute mark, I would think. 3:04.90 her entry time. Of course, this is where it gets tough for these young girls. Down this final length in one of the most grueling events on the swimming calendar. But it is Ellis Bryant, about 3 meters up. Looks like Katie Steele now is good for second place and starting to close the gap on Ellis, but it's not going to catch her. So Ellis, nice swim, comes in 3:01.25. Steele second, 3:03.11, and Haggerty third, 3:06.74. On to Heat 2. Hayley Jaffrey of Best in 2, Amy Redpath of Midlothian in 3, Karen Heath of West Lothian in 4, Jodie Pyman of Best in 5, Erin Snow of South Lanarkshire in 6, Levi Wilson of Carnegie in 7, Amy Malone of Stirling in 8, and Gemma McLeod of Dumfries in 9. So Gemma McLeod over in lane 9. Just with the touch there, 36.62. Amy Malone touching second in the yellow cap of Stirling. Also going well in 6 is South Lanarkshire's Erin Snow. So certainly seeing some good South Lanarkshire swimmers today. And Erin now moving up nicely, has taken the lead. 5th in the long course West District junior age groups. That's where a 2:56 time she's entered on comes from. 1:19.31 for her at halfway, about 5 seconds faster than the first heat. And, well, really imposing herself in that second length and continuing that through now into length 3. She is about 6-7 meters clear now with Amy Malone in second place. Gemma McLeod now in third. But Erin Snow dominating, coming to the 150. Goes through that 2:03.36, so now some 9 seconds faster than we've seen. Second place, still Amy Malone, but she'll have to work hard down this last length to hold off the swimmers just behind her, Gemma McLeod in particular, in lane 9. Erin Snow, though, has a big advantage now, some 10 meters, in fact possibly more than that. She comes into the final 5 meters, so her entry time 2:56.79, going to post a big improvement on that, 2:47.38, some 9 seconds inside her entry time. Good tight contest for second. Gemma McLeod has just moved into second, and she takes it. 2:58.78, 3-second improvement on her entry time, with Amy Malone third, 2:59.58.
After this event, we will be doing the medals for event 121. The 13-year-old medalists are Ryan Retson of first, Duncan McKinney of Glasgow is second, and Logan Patterson of Aberdeen will take the bronze. Our 14-year-old medalists, the bronze is Marshall Illingworth of South Ayrshire. The silver, Rory Lawless of Carnegie, and Ewan McComish of South Lanarkshire takes the gold. We'll be, if they could go to marshalling for medals after this event. Thank you.
So just a little query going on some of the times there. As we wait for that to be sorted out, and we'll be on to the next heat very soon. No doubt about the winner though, 2:47.38. I think that probably is a good time for Erin Snow. It's a very good time, in fact. Gemma McLeod and Amy Malone, I think that will be confirmed as the 1, 2, 3. We're still waiting for the board to scroll though, once the referee's happy. And there is the scrolled results. Erin Snow, Gemma McLeod, Amy Malone. The 1, 2, 3. On to Heat 3. Of course, with this being heats and finals, we go into cycle-seeded heats now. So quite a range of times between fastest and slowest in this one. Going through the full field, we have Lindsay Jack of Best in 1, Nicole Montague of South Lanarkshire in 2, Claire Thompson of Fife Performance in 3, Emma Scully of North Ayrshire in 4, Freya Thompson of Perth City in 5, Amy Richardson of Best in 6, Katie Lilly of South Lanarkshire in 7, Holly White of Everton in 8, Catherine Surder of Best in 9, Libby Simpson of Warrender in lane 10. Freya Thompson has the fastest entry time, 2:30.10, and she leads by over 2 seconds at the 50, 31.92 for the girl from Perth. Winner in the Midlands distance meet, second in Scottish schools. And as we saw from Erin Snow in the previous heat, we're off to a pretty good advantage here, 109.37 at halfway. So compared with 119 in the second heat, so a lot faster, 10 seconds. And 3 seconds clear of Amy Richardson in second. Katie Lilly, another second and a half back in third. Getting a great close-up on the live streaming, so if you're a Perth supporter, check that out tonight. Freya Thompson is star of the show. And she's leading at the 150, going through 149.88, so just over the 40-second split. So we're looking like something around the 2:30 mark, 2:30.10 our entry time, so it's going to be there or thereabouts, of course. With these swimmers now, heats and finals, so Freya will be wanting to book her slot in the final without taking too much out of herself. Amy Richardson similarly. Amy in the 10 to 12 age groups, and the younger age group from Freya is 13. So Freya takes it 2:31.13. Amy, nice PB for her, 2:33.55. Let's see who comes for third. Pretty close, but it goes to Holly White, 2:41.55. So nice improvements from Amy Richardson, Holly White. Both around 3 seconds inside their entry times. Freya Thompson then, confirmed as the winner, 2:31.13 from Amy Richardson second, Holly White third. Heat 4. We have Destiny West of Brock in 1, Erin Davis of Delting in 2, Katie Donald of South Lanarkshire in 3, Nicola Lees of West Lothian in 4, Kiana McInnes of Hearts in 5, Jessica Damon of Warrender in 6, Kirsten Laurie of First in 7, Anya Watt of Dumfries in 8, Emma Govan of West Lothian in 9, and Lisa Miller of South Lanarkshire in 10. Terrific start from Kiana McInnes, 12-year-old from Hearts. Kiana has a pretty distinguished 200 butterfly pedigree. Winners at Sunderland, winners at Scottish School, winner at East District age groups. Finalist in the North District Grand Prix in open competition. It's not bad for a 12-year-old. Entry time at 2:26.13. Let's check her time at the halfway mark. 1:08.39, about a second faster than Freya Thompson's split. And 3.5 seconds up on Jessica Damon with Kirsten Laurie third. Not much between those two. But Kiana, pity she wasn't in the last heat. We could have had Hearts versus Everton. But doesn't happen. Maybe in the final. Anyway, it's Kiana McInnes. Certainly doing Heart of Midlothian proud. At the 150, let's check her time. 1:48.24 now, and 1.6 up on the time from the previous heat. Probably going to be a little outside her 2:26 entry time, but again, it's about qualifying for finals, and don't think there's going to be any problem on that score for Kiana. The Warrender girl, Jessica Damon, looks pretty comfortable now in second place, ahead of Kirsten Laurie. But Kiana McInnes, excellent swim, and driving into the wall, 2:27.26. Jessica second, 2:31.99. 2-second improvement for her on her entry time. Kirsten Laurie, nice improvement for her, 5 seconds, 2:37.04. She takes third, ahead of Anya Watt and Destiny West. So that result confirmed for you. Kiana McInnes 2:27.26 from Jessica Damon second, Kirsten Laurie third. Final heat, Taylor Bartlett of South Lanarkshire in 1, Hannah Dryber of Aberdeen in 2, Sophie Hamilton of Inverleith in 3, Taylor Finlayson of Warrender in 4, Amy Hawke of Borough of Stockton in 5, Katie Taylor of First in 6, Yasmin Perry of City of Aberdeen in 7, Lucy Duncan of South Lanarkshire in 8, Leona Turner of South Aberdeenshire in 9, and Parmis Vasey of City of Glasgow in lane 10. Amy Hawke from the northeast of England came up to our national age groups last year in Edinburgh. Silver medal for her troubles there. So she'll have to go one better here. And she leads 32.55. Not as fast as Kiana McInnes' time, because Kiana in the 12 age group, 10 to 12s. Amy in the 13 age group. And it is Amy about 3 meters up on Katie Taylor, also in the 13 age group. She was the winner of this event last year. But at the moment, Amy has the advantage on her, 109.63. About a second behind Kiana McInnes' halfway split. Pretty tight for third place. Taylor Finlayson of Warrender in lane 4 against Yasmin Perry of City of Aberdeen in 7. But Amy Hawke going well, so shout out to any viewers from the northeast of England supporting Amy on the live streaming. And Amy is going nicely here, 1:47.95. She's now faster than Kiana McInnes' equivalent time at the 150. Getting close for second now. Yasmin Perry knocking on the door from Katie Taylor just ahead of her. But Amy Hawke comfortably in, and she'll have booked her place as the fastest qualifier in the 13-year-old final, 2:26.09, pretty much bang on her entry time, and I'm sure she'll be looking to improve on that tonight. Katie Taylor second, 2:34.61. Yasmin Perry third, 2:36.14.
The earlier heat.
So there we have the official result from the last heat of the 200-metre fly. Amy Hawke, Katie Taylor and Yasmin Perry, the 1, 2, 3 there, the winning time 2:26.09. And there's the summary of the qualifiers for this evening's final. As the list scrolls down through the other finishers, we'll let you take a look at those times in case there's anyone in particular you're interested in. But you missed, Kerry, just reflecting on that event, the 200 metres butterfly. Any notable times there that caught your eye?
Amy Hawke in the last heat and Kiana McInnes in heat 4. Both very good technique, I'd say, especially Kiana in heat 4. Never seemed to tie up during the 4 lengths and kept a good pace going. So I think it should be a good battle between those two in the final tonight.
What's the main aim for the younger members coming into this second session of the day, this afternoon session? Is it really, are they judging themselves against the qualification time? Is it about PBs?
Usually that's what little kids will look into, but a lot of coaches now are trying to get them to work on their skills, starts and turns, and dives and all that. They're trying to get them to work on them more than the actual times.
It's about honing certain specific parts of the swim that can prove crucial. If you put a good practice in place early on, it can prove crucial later in their careers.
You get the little things together, it brings it all together as a faster swim.
Well, here's the presentation for the earlier 800 metres, and we'll let Duncan McKinnell talk us through this.
Ryan Retson.
Ryan Retson taking the gold medal in that category.
Well done, boys.
A reminder of that fantastic
Please
swim.
now welcome the medalists for the boys 14-year-old 800 metres freestyle. Bronze medalist representing South Ayrshire, Marshall Illingworth. Silver medalist representing Carnegie, Rory Lawless. The gold medalist and Scottish Gas National Age Group champion representing South Lanarkshire, Ewan McComish. Well done, boys. And thanks very much to Liz for making those presentations for us.
So there we are, the presentations for that 800 metres. Now, I wonder, Kerry, if that's a rivalry we'll be talking about in a few years' time, if those boys keep up that kind of pace.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I love watching a race when there's a big rivalry between the two boys.
So the second session moves on to the boys 11 to 14, 200 metres breaststroke. 4 swimmers in the first race. 2 ready and rearing to go, and the other 2 swimmers just emerging from either side of the fully engaged lifeguard. Must be a quiet event for lifeguards, have to imagine.
Yeah.
Trying to imagine a circumstance in which they might be called into action at a swimming meet. Maybe if a timing official or marshal was maybe bumped into the water by accident by a
that has happened in the past.
Slightly clumsy swimmer.
Yeah, I have been very guilty of that.
Anyway, the 200 metres boys breaststroke is underway, and Duncan McKinnell is back on commentary.
Looks like it's the blue cap in lane 5, Jean-Luc Diggins, who is going to lead at the 15, 41.68. So not the normal Dumfries cap there. It's not doing him any harm at all. He's about 1.5 meters up. Second place, Rory Dixon. Jean-Luc, finalist in West District Junior age groups. Rory, winner at Cumbernauld in their age group meet. Second in the short course West District Junior age groups. Second as well at North Ayrshire, his home programme. So halfway point, and it's Jean-Luc still leads, 1:27.55, now 2 seconds up. Rory Dixon, 1:29.65. Louis Easton, 1:32.21. So Jean-Luc's lead just over a body length. And Rory Dixon, well, he's sticking with him. Still just that body length back. He's a fair bit clear of the contest for third. Approaching 150. Jean-Luc goes through 2:16.63. So pacing about 49 seconds. So I would suggest maybe something like 3:05 into 3:05.90, so you'd be looking to go under that. Rory Dixon should be there or thereabouts against his 3:06.64 entry. See if they can both pick up the pace down this last length. Certainly Rory Dixon has, and he is closing the gap here. This is getting close at the closing stages here, and Rory is pushing on. I think he's going to go past. What a last length from the North Ayrshire swimmer. Rory Dixon takes it 3:04.03. Really pushed it down that last length. Jean-Luc 3:04.70 in second place. Fraser Wilson taking third, 3:10 exactly.
So another momentary pause as scoreboard is updated, ready for this next heat. Cracking little heat we had there to start us off with that event.
I know.
What a swim in lane 4.
Speedy last length for Rory Dixon. I thought Jean-Luc Diggins had it there, but no. Rory Dixon came back like a stormer in the last 50.
Looked very comfortable, Jean-Luc. Didn't change his stroke at all, and
no, very long stroke from.
Maybe just caught unawares a little bit in the last 25.
I think so as well, and it just depends on how you pace the race. He obviously paced it very evenly. Rory Dixon maybe just saved a little bit more, so for the last length he could catch up.
Well, the North Ayrshire swimmer certainly will have enjoyed that. The swimmers have cleared the pool from Heat 1, although we've yet to hear anything from our officials on poolside at the moment.
Couple of nervous looking faces ready for the next heat.
That's what's being sorted out now.
So, technical issue has been resolved, or was it perhaps a case of a late swimmer in lane 9?
It's either that or a DQ, I'm not sure.
All the swimmers now appear to be in place, and we're ready for Heat 2.
So all sorted out now. As we move on to Heat 2, we have Young Kim of North Lanarkshire in 1, Morgan Eriksson of South Aberdeenshire in 2, Brian Downey of Brock in 3, Joel Sinclair of Carlisle Aquatics in 4, Dominic Kelly of South Lanarkshire in 5, Finn Corbett of Corby in 6, Stuart Brodie of South Lanarkshire in 7, Jay Aitken of Hearts in 8, Max Hagan of Highland in 9, and Charles DeBow of Warrender in 10. So 302 up to 305. And turning first, Finn Corbett of Corby, 39.25. If you're wondering what the star means against his name, it means that he is a Scot. Of course, a strong Scottish contingent down in Corby. Back to Steel days. I don't know whether that's any much the case for Finn and his family. But he is leading there. You see Corby on his cap. And he's about a body length up on Stuart Brodie in second place. Another South Lanarkshire swimmer going well. So halfway point, 1:24.23, about 3 seconds faster than the first heat. That's halfway. Lane 4, Joel Sinclair, just ahead of Dominic Kelly. And then we've got Jay Aitken and Max Hagan. So 4 meters-ish between the leading group now. Some great drumming going on the far side there. Well done, guys. Not sure you're allowed to stop before the end of the race, though. Into the final 50, Finn Corbett, 2:11.20, just a second or so ahead of Stuart Brodie. Third place, Joel Sinclair. So the Corby swimmer looking to hold off all challengers down this final length. As we saw that terrific comeback in the first heat. That was from Rory Dixon. I don't think we're going to see anything like that here. And Corbett has things under control. Carlisle swimmer going well. Joel Sinclair challenging a bit for second now, but it's Finn who takes it. 2:56.53. Nice improvement on his entry time of 6.5 seconds. Stuart Brodie does take second, 2:58.53, with Joel Sinclair third, 2:59.34. So on to Heat 3. Callum Warnock, North Lanarkshire in 1. Jake Miller of Helensburgh in 2. Ewan McGowan of South Aberdeenshire in 3. Mitchell Stevenson of South Lanarkshire in 4. Joe Tate of Hearts in 5. Finlay Hart of East Lothian in 6. Alex Dakers of Stingray in 7. Guy Broadhurst of Aberdeen in 8. Connor Tarran of North Ayrshire in 9. And Donald Bissett of Gloucester in lane 10. So a terrific start in lane 1. Callum Warnock, and he leads by quite a margin there, over a second, 38.02. That is the fastest 50 split, about 1.2 faster than the previous heat. Callum fourth in the West District junior age groups. Podium places at West Lothian, Cumbernauld, North Ayrshire to his name this year. maybe just being swallowed up a bit now by the field, with East Lothian's Finley Hart moving up nicely. You can't escape him in that bright yellow cap, and he is going to have the lead at halfway. So Finley going through 1:23.09. Finley, East District Age Group finalist. Third place at Portobello. And he has really pushed it on and is continuing to do so. Very competitive behind him. Lanes 2, Jake Miller, Ewan McGann in 3, Mitchell Stevenson in 4, and the red-capped Alex Dakers in 7, all thereabouts. Also lane 9, Connor Tarrant. He's having a good third length. But in the lead, it's Finley Hart over the 5, or 4 rather now, I think it is. Well, it is 5. So Hart then 2:08.54. Now, can anybody attack him in this last length? I think possibly there could be a challenge coming in here. Maybe from more than one swimmer. Connor Tarrant's out there in lane 9, going well, and South Lanarkshire's Mitchell Stevenson in 4. But it looks like Hart is going to hold them. Finley Hart is going well here, the 12-year-old. So yeah, young in the 11 to 13 age group, but a good performance from the East Lothian swimmer. 2:57.50 his entry time, improves that by nearly 4 seconds, 2:53.70. Mitchell Stevenson touching second, 2:55.39, ahead of Connor Tarrant, 2:55.90. So the cap comes off, the goggles come off. Checks the scoreboard. That's what he sees. Finley Hart, 2:53.70. 2:55.39. Mitchell Stevenson second. Connor Tarrant, 2:55.90 in third. On to heat 4, Lewis Bailey of 5 performance in 1, Andrew McKnight of East Lothian in 2, Blair Watrett of Dumfries in 3, Daniel Morley of Durham City in 4, Thomas Harkus of South Aberdeenshire in 5, David Pearson of North Lanarkshire in 6, Robert Ogilvie of East Lothian in 7, Owen MacDonald of Dumfries in 8, Philip Yule of South Aberdeenshire in 9, Joe Ewing of Warrender in 10. So Thomas Harkus, 37.82, about half a second up on Andrew McKnight at the 50. Tad faster than the previous heat at the 50, about a quarter of a second. And it does look to be Thomas in the dark cap in lane 5. South Aberdeenshire, just down the road from here. Robert Ogilvie, I think, maybe just edging into second place now in lane 7. His teammate Andrew McKnight just behind him in lane 2, but it is Harkus who leads at the halfway point, 1:20.98. Now a couple of seconds faster than Finley Hart's time. Thomas Harkus 4th in this bull at the West Hill meet. So he's got local knowledge here. Not sure that helps him that much. Water is water after all. But it is Harkus who is about 3 meters clear now. Coming up to the 150. Robert Ogilvie holding second still. Philip Ewell now pushing into third place, just ahead of Blair Watrous and Andrew McKnight. 2:05.63 is the 150 split, 3 seconds now faster than the previous heat. It's tightening up for second now. Robert Ogilvie is being challenged by Philip Ewell, and also in lane 3 Blair Watrous, but no such problems for Thomas Harkus. Entry time for him 2:51.40. Seeing a lot of PBs this afternoon. 2:47.62 for Thomas. Now, who's going to get second? I think it's going to be Blair. Good last 50 from him. 2:53.57. And Robert Ogilvie third. 2:54.32. So on to heat 5. So we're into the cycle seeded heats now. We have Callum Crossley of South Ayrshire in 1, James Cross of Wigan Best in 2, David Rowan of Kilmarnock in 3, Fraser Allison of Inverleith in 4, Nathan Corrigan of Tigers of Jersey in 5, Thomas Balfour of North Lanarkshire in 6, Paul Miller of Aberdeen in 7, Greg Rowe of Carnegie in 8, Callum Barnes of Carnegie in 9, and Sam Huntington of Aberdeen in 10. So Nathan Corrigan, Youth Development Squad member, silver medalist last year at the Royal Commonwealth Pool. Made the trip, well, the length of the country just about, from Jersey up to Aberdeen. Probably the furthest travelled of the competitors at this meet. Thomas Balfour of North Lanarkshire is right there with him. So these two, just about stroke for stroke. Nathan has the edge though, in the black cap. Halfway point comes in 1:14.92. This is quite a bit faster than the previous heats, about 6 seconds. And a good turn from Nathan there. He is about a body length up now on Thomas Balfour. Thomas Balfour, the Scottish Schools champion, winner at North Ayrshire, winner at the West District Junior Age Group short course meet. But I don't think he can live with Nathan Corrigan's pace here. So approach the 150. There's about 3 meters now between them. Then a fair gap to Carnegie's Greg Rowe. So just of these swimmers, Nathan in the 14 age group, Thomas in the 11 to 13. So different age groups for the leading two. It's Corrigan though, the older of the two, is going to set the pace here for the next 2 heats. Book his place in a good lane for the final, you would think, with this swim. His entry time 2:36.40, pretty much on that, just outside it, 2:36.91. Thomas second, 2:41.50, also pretty close to his entry time. Greg Rowe improves on his time by 2 seconds, 2:45.11. On to heat 6, we have George Crawford of Middlesbrough in 1, Ewan Leslie of Kilmarnock in 2, Ben Johnson of First in 3, Finn Davison of City of Aberdeen in 4, Jacob Marchbank of Perth City in 5, William Balfour of North Lanarkshire in 6, Douglas Ross of Highland in 7, Michael Alcorn of Mulgai and Bearsden in 8, Aaron Essen, City of Aberdeen in 9, Angus Nichol of City of Glasgow in 10. So in lane 6, William Balfour, who just saw his brother in the previous heat, Thomas. So the Balfours from North Lanarkshire going nicely here in the 200 breaststroke. And William leads them at halfway, 1:14.49, about half a second faster than Nathan Corrigan split. Jacob Marchbank is very much with him and starting to close the gap now. William Balfour, West District Senior Age Group, silver medalist, 4th in last year's national age groups. Jacob Marchbank, Midlands distance winner, Midland District champion. Did his entry time at the beginning of the month at the North District Grand Prix, where he was a finalist. Let's see who's got the advantage. That's going to be the Perth swimmer at the 150. He's turned it round, 156.33. Now slipped a little bit behind Nathan Corrigan's time, just as William Balfour maybe just fading a little bit. But maybe can come back at Jacob down this last length. Third place in the green cap, Finn Davison, City of Aberdeen, ahead of Mulgai and Bearsden swimmer Michael Alcorn. But it's looking good now for Jacob. He is a body length up, and that lead is increasing as he comes into the final 5 meters. So Jacob Marchbank will take the penultimate heat in 2:36.40. Second place, William Balfour, 2:38.86. A second and a half improvement for him on his entry time, and a 2-second improvement as well for Finn Davison in third place, 2:41.32. One more heat to go in this boys 200 breaststroke. And we're into that final heat now with Ryan McGee of South Lanarkshire in 1, Dean Brannan of Highland in 2, Ross Neely of West Lothian in 3, Finlay Dean, City of Aberdeen in 4, George Clough of Warrender in 5, Connor Joyce of Workington in 6, Archie Goodburn of Warrender in 7, Daniel Ferguson, West Lothian in 8, Craig Smith of City of Aberdeen in 9, Cameron Main of Elgin in 10. So at the front we have Connor Joyce of Workington, George Clough of Warrender, Finlay Deans of City of Aberdeen. It's Finlay just getting the touch. 33.75 for the City of Aberdeen swimmer. He's development squad member. Actually did faster than his entry time at the North District Grand Prix. Did a 2:40.6 there. About a second faster than he was entered on here. But moving into the lead now is the Warrender swimmer, George Clough, also a youth development squad member. 4th in Scottish schools. Winner at the East District age groups. So a comeback year really for George after a horrendous injury year last year. So good to see him swimming well again, 1:11.66. So this is faster than we've seen by nearly 3 seconds at the halfway point. Still it's Finlay Deans in second place. So George Clough then more and more building his advantage, and at the 150 goes through 151.62. So some 4 seconds now up on Finlay Deans, and then 3/4 of a second to Connor Joyce, with Archie Goodburn in 4th. George Clough showing strongly though. The time to beat to be the fastest qualifier, 2:36.40. That was the time from the previous heat, Jacob Marchbank. And this is quite a bit faster, as you can see, 2:32.52. Second place is Connor Joyce, 2:37.23. He went past Finlay Deans on that last length. He takes third, 2:39.15.
Our finalists for event 122 this evening are 10 to 12-year-old girls for the 200-metre butterfly final. We have Taylor Bartlett of South Lanark, Lindsay Jack of Best, Erin Snow of South Lanark, Claire Thompson of Fife Performance, Nicole Montague of South Lanark, Anya Watt of Dumfries, Holly White of Everton, Taylor Finlayson of Warrender, Amy Richardson of Best, and Kiana McInnes of Heart of Midlothian. Our reserves are Parmis Vasey of City of Glasgow and Lisa Miller of South Lanark.
So that concludes the 200-metre breaststroke for the girls. And one of the trends we're noticing, Kerry, in this second session, there's no one team out there seems to be dominating the events. The fastest times are all spread out over a number of teams, and each heat winner matching or bettering their qualification time. A lot of PBs out there.
Yeah, massive PBs in the first few heats, and then the rest of them were, like you said, either equaling or a little bit faster. But yeah, the amount of clubs that are producing swimmers that are winning heats is widespread instead of just a couple of clubs.
So the action doesn't stop. We're quickly on to the next event. It's the girls' 100-metre freestyle. Just 3 swimmers in this opening heat: Amy Hardy, Karen Heath, and Victoria Duncan. And once again, we'll hand over to Duncan McKinnell to take you through the race.
Amy, 33.93, only by 200ths though, from Victoria Duncan. Karen Heath about a second back. So it does look like it's lane 6 versus lane 4 here. And I think the advantage perhaps now with Victoria in lane 6, although still not that much in it. Coming down 15 meters to go now. And well, like you really would struggle to call it at the moment. And I think maybe Amy does have the advantage. And she certainly does now. So good last few meters from Amy Hardy to take it. 1:10.60, improves her entry time by 1.6. Also an improvement for Victoria Duncan, 1:11.17, with Karen Heath third, 1:12.74. Nine swimmers go in Heat 2. We have Sarah Fraser of City of Aberdeen in 1, Phoebe Kitchen of Inverclyde in 2, Emma Cool of South Aberdeenshire in 3, Abigail Kavanagh of City of Glasgow in 4, Ellie Turner of Carnegie in 5, Katie Steele, Dundee City Aquatics in 6, Hayley Nimmo of Burnt Island in 7, Nicole Henderson of North Lanarkshire in 8, and Lucy Calderhead of East Lothian in 9. So again, pretty tight at the turn. It just goes to Ellie Turner, 33.40. From Abigail Kavanagh, Lucy Calderhead, Nicole Henderson. So a couple of 11-year-olds in that mix. Ellie Turner, one of them, the Carnegie swimmer. The other one, Abigail Kavanagh, is right up there as well. Emma Hayley Nimmo, Nicole Henderson, and Lucy Calderhead on the far side, pushing on, but it's going to be Carnegie's Ellie Turner who takes it. She comes in 1:10.38, a second and a quarter inside her entry time. Abigail Kavanagh second, and Nicole Henderson taking third. Heat 3, Ailey Redpath of Midlothian in 1, Nicole Keenan, City of Glasgow in 2, Rosie Berwick of East Lothian in 3, Leah Summers of Brock in 4, Sophie Hunter of First in 5, Neve Davidson of Carnegie in 6, Ellis Bryant of West Lothian in 7, Anna Galloway of Warrender in 8, Emma Jeffrey of North Lanarkshire in 9, and Elle Macmillan of St Thomas in 10. So lane 2, Nicole Keenan really kicking on in that first length, 32.73. So about 1.2 faster than the first heat. Nicole, 1:11.10 entry time. Number of swimmers in a line just behind her. The Warrender swimmer Anna Galloway, Elle Macmillan on the far side for St Thomas. They're probably the ones contesting second, but it's going to be Nicole Keenan in lane 2 who takes it 1:08.75. Nice improvement on her entry time. Anna Galloway did take second, 1:09.61. Elle Macmillan third. And unfortunately a disqualification, technical infringement in lane 5. So the 1, 2, 3, Nicole Keenan, Anna Galloway, Elle Macmillan. Heat 4, Abigail Main of South Lanarkshire in 1, Ciara Smith of Mulgai and Bearsden in 2, Diane Tennant of North Lanarkshire in 3, Kirsten Calder of First in 4, Kimmy Buchanan of First in 5, Heath Thompson of Midlothian in 6, Hannah McKenna of Kirkintilloch in 7, Morven Adams of Dundee City Aquatics in 8, Kitty Chan of City of Glasgow in 9, and Ruth Thompson of East Lothian in 10. Well, very, very tight at the turn here. Pretty much the whole field turning almost together there. Led narrowly by Morven Adams, 32.33, just 100th ahead of Ciara Smith, and then another 200th to Abigail Main. So couldn't be closer, really. And it's not much clearer coming down the second length. So who's going to take this one? Centre lane's maybe just starting to move up. Kimmy Buchanan in 5 and Eve Thompson in 6. Blue and green. First and Midlothian. It's going to be between these two, and I think Kimmy will just snatch it. She does. 1:07.43 from Eve Thompson, 1:07.61, and Diane Tennant taking third, 1:08.10. So good tight contest there, and some good PBs pretty much across the pool. Excellent stuff. On to Heat 5, Beth Gill of Hearts in 1, Elena Michelle of Aberdeen in 2, Kirsty Stewart of Aberdeen in 3, Iona MacLeod of Dundee City Aquatics in 4, Bethan Perrott of West Lothian in 5, Rosie Matheson of South Lanarkshire in 6, Kiana McInnes of Hearts in 7, Kayla Manson of Lerwick in 8, Megan Pathal of Hearts in 9, and Onyi Orbel of Aberdeen in 10. So leading them through the turn, Dundee City Aquatics, Iona MacLeod, the 11-year-old. So, well, just one of two 11-year-olds in this field, the other being Elena Michelle. See if the pink cap, Iona, can hold them at bay in the second half here. Coming up nicely in 7, Kiana McInnes. We saw her butterfly prowess earlier on. Her teammate Megan Pathal is also up there. And coming up, the Aberdeen swimmer, Kirsty Stewart. So these four all very close, but it's Kiana McInnes who takes it 106.30. Second and a half improvement for her, so going nicely here. Kirsty Stewart took second. Third place, Iona MacLeod, 106.30, 106.34. So just 400ths there. On to Heat 6, we have Imogen Buse of City of Aberdeen in 1, Tegan Kerr of North Lanarkshire in 2, Bridget Hay of East Lothian in 3, Robin Morrison of North Lanarkshire in 4, Anna McCulloch, City of Aberdeen in 5, Leona Turner of South Aberdeenshire in 6, Gemma MacLeod of Dumfries in 7, Katrina McManus of East Lothian in 8, Catherine Soder of Best in 9, and Abby Mitchell of South Lanarkshire in 10. Robin Morrison leading them through the turn, 13.95. About 8/10 faster than the previous heat. And she's still got maybe about a meter's lead on the rest of the field. Lanes 8 and 9, Katrina McManus, Catherine Soder, along with lane 5, Anna McCulloch. Second, Anna I think has second now, just behind Robin. So Robin takes it, 104.93. Fastest time so far. Anna McCulloch second, 105.55. Catherine Soder third, 105.94. Heat 7, Emma Thors of Brock in 1, Madeline Toms of City of Aberdeen in 2, Lily Godden of Tigers of Jersey in 3, Zoe McDonald of Malgai and Bearsden in 4, Niamh Ritchie of Warrender in 5, Ali Morrison, Dundee City Aquatics in 6, Natasha Smith of North Lanarkshire in 7, Sophie Annan of Hearts in 8, Ailey Richmond of Carnegie in 9, and Heather Wallace of City of Aberdeen in 10. Zoe McDonald then, 29.82 for 10th ahead of Niamh Ritchie. And Lily Godden up there as well. There's the Warrender swimmer now, looks like. Niamh Ritchie, who's just moved into the lead. Niamh, East History Age Group silver medalist, same position at the Sunderland May meet. And she is about 1.5 meters up now on Ali Morrison and Zoe McDonald. And Niamh takes it 101.68, getting ever closer to the minute mark. Second, Ali Morrison. Third, Lily Godden. Quick update from Wimbledon. Easy victory for Andy Murray. Only conceded 2 games against Blas Rola. Heat 8. Abby Orr of Warrender goes in 1. Tristan Jones, Dundee City Aquatics in 2. Lucy Williamson of Highland in 3. Megan Niven of South Ayrshire in 4. Lexi Waller of Hearts in 5. Emma Harvey of Warrender in 6. Laura McCluskey of Borough of Stockton in 7. Rachel Gilchrist of North Lanarkshire in 8. Lucy Buchan of First in 9. And Rasheen Ramsey of Warrender in 10. Lexi Waller, 29-12, leads them through the turn. East District Age Group champion, silver medalist last year. I'm sure she'd love to go one better this evening. Goes in the 13 age group. And she is showing good form here. Emma Harvey and Megan Niven contesting second. I think Megan just has it, but a convincing victory for Lexi. Proves her entry time by half a second, 101.54, just a tad faster than Niamh Ritchie in the previous heat. Megan Niven second, 103.51. Emma Harvey third, 103.97. Final heat, Anna Balfour of East Lothian in 1, Niamh Brett of Warrender in 2, Yasmin Perry, City of Aberdeen in 3, Katie Robertson of South Ayrshire in 4, Anna Fleming, City of Glasgow in 5, Sophie Smith of St Thomas in 6, Ailey Collier of Carnegie in 7, Faye Prosser of Forres in 8, Emma Govan of West Lothian in 9, and Bobby Gregg of South Lanarkshire in 10. Anna Fleming well clear, 28.49, the only swimmer here with a sub-minute entry time, 59.49. The ASA age group champion, reigning national age group champion, reigning Scottish schools champion. What else is there to say about Anna? Only that she is absolutely dominating this event, about 4 meters up. So 59.49 her entry time. Don't think she'll be on that pace here, but just doing what it takes and just nudging under the minute there. 59.87. Sophie Smith taking second, 103.17, and Ailey Collier third in 103.71.
Our finalists from event 1, 2, 3, the boys 11 to 13 200-metre breaststroke. We'll have Thomas Balfour, Archie Goodburn, Greg Rowe, Callum Barnes, Fraser Allison, James Cross, Daniel Ferguson, George Crawford, Angus Nichol and Aaron Essen. Our reserves are Blair Watchett and Finlay Hart. Our 14-year-old finalists are George Clough, Jacob Marchbank, Nathan Corrigan, Connor Joyce, William Balfour, Finlay Deans, Finn Davison, Ewan Leslie, Michael Alcorn, Douglas Ross, and our reserves there are Thomas Harkis and Ben Johnson. They'll be swimming again this evening.
So there we are, the qualifiers for this evening's finals from the boys, and we'll be able to give you confirmation of the girls in the 100-metre free just in a short time. So again there, Kerry, you know, we saw lots of sub-qualification times from some of those swimmers. It's going to be a competitive evening of finals racing, isn't it?
Be really interesting to watch. A lot of these guys are, like you said, significantly under their qualifying times. So yeah, let's wait and see what they can do tonight.
So 100 metres backstroke now for the boys. First of 8 heats. And here's Slam Dunk, Duncan McKinnell, back on comms.
So the first heat, we have Luca D'Addario Pollock of Warrender in 3, Owen Strachan of Carnegie in 4, Louis Easton of South Aberdeenshire in 5, Lee Rosie of South Aberdeenshire in 6, Lewis Bailey of 5 Performance in 7, and Nathan Jack Kennedy of City of Aberdeen in 8. Louis Easton 36.09 leads by 6/10 at the turn from Carnegie's Owen Strachan, and Nathan Jack Kennedy another half second back in third in lane 8. Lee Rosie also in that leading group, but it looks like it's going to be Louis Easton versus Owen Strachan in the closing stages here, and the two of them just about side by side here into the final 5 meters. Maybe Owen Strachan just has the momentum here. Let's see who gets the touch. It is Owen Strachan, 1:14.37, and an improvement of over a second and a half. Also an improvement for Louis Easton as well, 1:14.60. Lee Rosie taking third, 1:16.35. Heat 2, Gianno Napolitano of North Lanarkshire in 1, Jack Dalgetty of Dundee City Aquatics in 2, Daniel McGladrigan of Eithon in 3, Joe Ewing of Warrender in 4, Sean Maitland of Brock in 5, James Riley of South Lanarkshire in 6, Callum Warnock of North Lanarkshire in 7, Kyle Eady of East Lothian in 8, Ben Morrison, Dundee City Aquatics in 9, and George Cowan of St Thomas in 10. So going to be another one that's, I think, going to be tough to call here. Daniel McGladrigan turning first, 35.96. So a little bit faster than the previous heat, only a 10th or so. Kyle Eady up there in lane 8. Lane 5, Sean Maitland also. I think it might be between these two now, and I think Sean Maitland just has the edge. And increasingly dominant there as he comes into the wall, 1:13.64, so Sean takes it with the second and a half improvement. Kyle Eady second, and Daniel McGladrigan third. So we move on to Heat 3 with Oscar Smiley of South Ayrshire in 1, Jean-Luc Diggins of Dumfries in 2, Charles DeBow of Warrender in 3, Callum Chittleborough of Warrender in 4, Taylor Davidson of South Aberdeenshire in 5, Jamie MacDonald of Warrender in 6, Callum MacDonald of 5 Performance in 7, Keith Brown of City of Aberdeen in 8, Jonah Walsh of Inverleith in 9, and Ian Lovey of Brock in 10. Taylor Davidson, 34.99, leads from Callum Chittleborough second, Jonah Walsh in third. About a second faster than the previous heat. Taylor third at the West Hill meet, where he did his 1:14.03 entry time. Ian Lovey going very nicely over on the far side, lane 10. So he is very much in the mix here. And it's going to be close between lane 5 and lane 10 here. And it is Ian Lovey who takes it, 1:12.49. Good 2.5 second improvement there. Taylor Davison second, 1:12.88. Callum Chittleborough third, 1:13.33. Confirmed there on the scoreboard. Heat 4, Jake Miller of Helensburgh in 1, Ewan McGowan of South Aberdeenshire in 2, Fraser Wilson of Midlothian in 3, William Strachan of Afford in 4, Dean Brannan of Highland in 5, JJ Moultrie-Waring of Hearts in 6, Cameron Reid of South Aberdeenshire in 7, Daniel Ferguson of West Lothian in 8, Logan Patterson of Aberdeen in 9, Logan Eason of Stirling in 10. So a really good start in lane 3 from Fraser Wilson of Midlothian, 33.91 for him. Winner in his home Midlothian spring meet. Half a second behind him, Logan Patterson, so already a bronze medalist in the 800 freestyle, showing us what he can do now in the 100 backstroke. Just behind him, Logan Eason and Daniel Ferguson. And I think Logan Patterson is gone past Fraser Wilson now, just maybe paying for his fast start. So it's going to be Logan Patterson having a very good afternoon, and he takes it 1:11.03, 2 seconds inside his entry time. Fraser Wilson 1:12.03, and Logan Eason third, 1:12.25. There's confirmation on the scoreboard. Heat 5, Finlay Hart of East Lothian in 1, Andrew McKnight of East Lothian in 2, Fraser Allison of Inverleith in 3, Joe Watt of Inverclyde in 4, Finn Davison of City of Aberdeen in 5, Benyo Jurich of Warrender in 6, Lawrence Campbell of City of Glasgow in 7, Ben Ferguson of South Aberdeenshire in 8, Finlay McCutcheon of Warrender in 9, Liam McDougall of North Lanarkshire in 10. Joe Watt, 33.43. Just gradually getting faster with every heat here. Joe fourth in Scottish schools, went one better at the West District Junior Age Group short course. He's got a number of people challenging him. Benyo Jurich in particular in lane 6, and I think Benyo may just have got the edge here. Finn Davison pushing on in 5, but I think it's going to be the Warrender swimmer, Benyo Jurich, who takes it. Nice dip into the wall there. 1:09.16 for him. Well, just 200ths in it at the end. Joe Watt almost got him back. 1:09.18, and Finn Davison taking third, 1:10.12.
Could we have a coach from South Aberdeenshire to the recorder's desk as soon as possible, please? Could we get a coach from South Aberdeenshire?
So just another pause for technical issues here at the pool. We appreciate it must be frustrating for you at home. It is frustrating for the swimmers as well as it is for us. But hopefully they can resume in short order. Going back to the Twitter feeds for a minute, you've all been on Twitter, and Carnegie Swim Club have been back on, looking for a massive shout out to all the young Carnegie swimmers taking part in their first national age groups this afternoon. Good luck all, they say. A couple of sites around the Aberdeen Sports Village to look out for. I've been told you should look out for Steve Funai, the Dundee Aquatics coach. Is renowned for his outlandish outfits, and today can be seen sporting a blue wig around poolside. So if you're here later on today and you're wondering who the crazy guy with the bright shorts and the blue wig is, Steve Funai is your man. You can catch him on Twitter at Funai Steve, at Funai Stephen, I should say. Remember, there's other social media ways that you can keep up with Scottish swimming, and you can go onto Instagram or Flickr and see some of the photos that they've been taking around the championship today. The swimmers are ready. It's heat number 6.
So we move on to heat 6. We have Joseph Penman of Inverleith in 1, Lewis MacLeod of Dumfries in 2, Thomas Balfour of North Lanarkshire in 3, Duncan McKinney of City of Glasgow in 4, Harry Dalgarno of City of Aberdeen in 5, Daniel McNally of Geary in 6, Alistair McGee of Kilmarnock in 7, Harvey Tate of Hearts in 8, Craig Smith, City of Aberdeen in 9, and Jack Somerville of South Ayrshire in 10. So good hot start from Harry Dalgarno, 31.16 for him. He was 6th in last year's national age group, so I'm sure we'll want to improve on that. He certainly looks to have the measure of this heat. Here is Daniel McNally in 2nd place, ahead of Alistair McGee of Kilmarnock. But it's Harry Dalgarno. Eases into the wall, 1:04.81, 3/10 inside his entry time. Daniel McNally 2nd and Alistair McGee in 3rd. So we move on to Heat 7 with George Crawford of Middlesbrough in 1, Mark Hill of North Lanarkshire in 2, William Balfour also of North Lanarkshire in 3, Louis Huet of City of Aberdeen in 4, George Clough of Warrender in 5, Daniel Morley of Durham City in 6, Ewan McComish of South Lanarkshire in 7, Keir Edgar of Carnegie in 8, Jude Wallace, City of Glasgow in 9, and James Cross of Wigan Best in 10. George Clough, so we saw a strong breaststroke swim from him earlier in the 200 breast, and he's leading the way in the backstroke here. He's district bronze medalist in this event. Winner at the Glenrothes meet in that lovely new Glenrothes pool. And he is really showing what he can do this afternoon. And he is pulling well clear. So the time he has to beat, 104.81. He's going to be just inside that, 104.72. Louis Huet second, 107.85. And third place, narrowly, Ewan McComish. Ewan, of course, had that terrific 800 freestyle earlier on. About third in that one. George Clough then, 104.72 to take that heat as we move on to Heat 8. And in the final heat, we have Cameron Smith, South Aberdeenshire in 1, Aaron Essen of City of Aberdeen in 2, Ian Fletcher of Mulgai and Bearsden in 3, Liam Coates of Warrender in 4, Finlay Dean, City of Aberdeen in 5, Connor Joyce of Workington in 6, Ian Leach of Delting in 7, Tom Robertson in 8, Nicholas Cameron, City of Aberdeen in 9, and Archie Goodburn of Warrender in 10. So it's Finlay Deans from Liam Coates, 30.24 against 30.58. This is quite a bit faster than we've seen. So Finlay Deans, North District Age Group champion, National Age Group champion last year. Did his entry time in May at the West Hill meet, 102.03. Coming up towards the minute as he comes in and improves on his entry time by a couple of tenths, 101.86. So the fastest so far. Liam Coates second, 104.12, and third place Ian Leach.
Our finalists for this evening for event 124, the girls 10 to 12 100 metre freestyle, Sophie Smith, Emma Harvey, Katie Robertson, Lucy Williamson, Laura McCluskey, Gemma McLeod, Heather Wallace, Kiana McInnes, Kirsty Stewart and Iona McLeod. Our reserves are Megan Pathal and Roisin Ramsey. Our 14-year-old finalists are Anna Fleming of City of Glasgow, Lexi Waller, Neve Ritchie, Ali Morrison, Lily Gordon, Zoe McDonald, Megan Niven, Ailey Collier, Faye Prosser, Yasmin Perry, and our reserves are Emma Govan and Sophie Annan. Could we have any reserves? Very quickly, thank you. Withdrawals, sorry.
So we move on now to the girls 400 IM. So this is a heat declared winner event. So just one shot at this, 6 heats. And of course we've got the 2 age groups. So in this first heat we have Kirsty Stewart of Aberdeen in 2, Anna Galloway of Warrender in 3, Karen Heath of West Lothian in 4, Megan Pathal of Hearts in 5, Ellen Smith of Warrender in 6, Robin Brown of First in 7, Jennifer Storm, City of Aberdeen in 8, and Jodie Pyman of Best in 9. So 2 lengths of each stroke, of course. And it's the Heart swimmer, Megan Pathal, who is leading the way here and looking pretty good in the butterfly. 36.71 after 50 meters, just on the 6 minutes for our entry time, 6:00:10 to be precise. So she'll be looking to have her time start with a 5 this afternoon. Certainly off to a really good start there in the butterfly. Turns 1:20.33. So a very healthy lead of over 5 seconds. So Megan then is a long way clear here. Nice little battle going on the far side for second. In the middle of the trio, Jennifer Storm of City of Aberdeen, either side of her, Robin Brown of First and Jodie Pyman of Best. Always wondered who would win in a battle between First and Best. Well, we're about to find out. They can't both live up to their team names. Still the Heart swimmer who leads, but her lead is significantly reduced now. And it is Jennifer Storm of City of Aberdeen who is doing the closing. And moving through now. You can expect to see big swings as we go from stroke to stroke, particularly with these younger swimmers. And so it's Jennifer Storm's time to shine. And she now leads 2:56.17. Megan Pathal now second, 2:57.56, with Robin Brown 3:00.71. So at the moment, First is beating Best. And that could change. The Warrender swimmer Ellen Smith also trying to come into that mix, as also their teammate in lane 3, Anna Galloway, and Kirsty Stewart of Aberdeen in 2. So just need to keep an eye on some of these other swimmers. But it's still Jennifer Storm from Megan Pathal. And you get the feeling maybe is Megan closing it? That's still a reasonable gap. 2.5 seconds. We'll check that out at the end of the breaststroke and see how that's moved. Jennifer Storm then. Don't have too much 400 IM form for Jennifer. She was third at the beginning of the year at the South Aberdeenshire meet, the West Hill pool. Certainly looks to be a City of Aberdeen versus Hearts contest now. I think Megan probably has reduced the lead a little bit. Remember, it was 2.5 seconds halfway through the breaststroke, so we'll check out what the gap is as they go into freestyle. So it's Jennifer 4:36.65. So it's about 2.1 now, so it's shrunk a little bit, but not that much. 4:38.73 for Megan. Robin Brown in third place. Kirsty Stewart now up into fourth. Not much between Robin and Kirsty, but they're quite a long way back from the leading pair. So it's between these two, and certainly Jennifer Storm, you'd feel, has the advantage here. So into the final length here, and this race isn't over yet. Jennifer Storm still very much has the advantage, but she'll have to push it on because the lead is reducing. It was about a second and a half at the last turn, but it's a lot less than that now. As Megan Pathal is pushing on, I think she's maybe going to edge this. It's going to be Megan, I think, who takes this. We'll check on the times, but Megan Pathal with a good finish to her race. So started it well with the fly, finished it well with the freestyle, and she comes in 5:55.44. Jennifer Storm also going under the 6 minutes, 5:56.82. Third place, Kirsty Stewart, 6:03.63. Just before we go to the next heat, we have some fantastic news from the European Deaf Championships in Russia. A gold and a new deaf world record in the 200 backstroke for North Ayrshire's Daniel Joyce. So fantastic stuff all over the place. Scottish swimmers are shining bright. So on to heat number 2. Ellie Turner of Carnegie in 1, Lindsay Jack of Best in 2, Libby Simpson of Warrender in 3, Lisa Miller of South Lanarkshire in 4, Beth Gill of Hearts in 5, Nicole Montague of South Lanarkshire in 6, Kimmy Buchanan of First in 7, Erin Snow of South Lanarkshire in 8, Ellis Bryant of West Lothian in 9, and Ailey Jaffrey of Best in 10. Good start from Lindsay Jack of Best in lane 2, 35.92 at the 50. Nicole Montague, second behind her. And Erin Snow as well. We saw a terrific swim from Erin Snow earlier. I'm trying to remember what event that was. I think it might have been the 200 fly. So South Lanarkshire certainly up there. And I think maybe Nicole Montague just has the edge now, although Lindsay Jack might prove me wrong here. Let's see who gets the touch. And it was Lindsay Jack, 1:19.49, best swimmer from Hoyk area, Hoyk and Teviotdale Club. Nicole Montague of South Lanarkshire just behind her, and her teammate Erin Snow up there. Also Lisa Miller, also South Lanarkshire, just showing the strength in depth that we're getting from South Lanarkshire at the moment. Great tribute to the programs there. East Kilbride, Lanark and others. Hamilton. And it's Erin Snow who's come through from third to first in the first half of the backstroke, 2:04.59. Leads her teammate Nicole Montague by half a second now. Lindsay Jack just back in third now. So it's Erin and Nicole showing good backstroke form, leading Lindsay Jack at halfway. Erin Snow 2:47.79. Erin, silver medalist at West District Junior age groups. Nicole Montague, bronze in that same event. both 12-year-olds, so presumably that was against each other. And Erin's showing the advantage in that contest between the two of them once again. And if anything, pulling away now in the breaststroke. In fact, definitely pulling away. This is an impressive third 100 from Erin. Goes through halfway through the breaststroke, 3:33.24. Let's check her lead. It's a substantial one now. Look at that, 7 seconds with Lindsay Jack and Lisa Miller, third and fourth. But Erin Snow has shown real skill in this breaststroke to pull well clear. Best part of 10 meters up now. And pretty much all of that's come in the breaststroke, although she did have a really good backstroke leg to lead into it. So it's about, I think, who's going to be second now. Kimmy Buchanan is moving up nicely. And she is alongside Nicole Montague, just edging past her. But Erin Snow, 4:19.68 to go into the freestyle. Her lead is, can't even work it out, it's so big, 11.5 seconds. It is now Kimmy Buchanan in second. 3 now contesting third. Nicole Montague, Lisa Miller and Lindsay Jack. And Erin Snow well in control here. And I think we're going to see a big improvement on her 5:55 entry time, just under the 5 minutes at the turn. So if it be 30-something final split, we'll be in the 5:30s. So it's going to be at least 20 seconds of an improvement. So Erin Snow brings joy to a coach's heart as she comes in 5:38.82. Kimmy Buchanan second, 5:48.20. Lisa Miller third, 5:52.55. Confirmation of the result there on the scoreboard. Erin Snow, Kimmy Buchanan, first and second. So on to Heat 3, Emma Harvey of Warrender in 1, Meredith Scott of South Lanarkshire in 2, Ailsa MacDonald of Leicester Penguins in 3, Anya Watt of Dumfries in 4, Kirsty Griffiths of South Lanarkshire in 5, Amy Richardson of Best in 6, Iona McLeod, Dundee City Aquatics in 7, Rasheen Ramsey of Warrender in 8, Rosie Matheson of South Lanarkshire in 9, and Amy Malone of Stirling in 10. Now Emma Harvey down on the near side, so if you're in the gallery, just keep an eye on that lane closest to you. She is a long way clear here. 1:10.96 at the 100. That's a lot faster than we've seen, about 8.5 seconds after the butterfly. Amy Richardson second, but a long way back. Anya Watt third. Well, you wonder about Emma Harvey's entry time here, 5:50, unless there's a big weakness to come. Swimmer who's based in Aruba, but been a member of Warrender for a few months now. Comes and swims for them in Scottish events. Scott. Can't be bad living in these nice warm parts. Although it looks pretty nice outside here today. So if you're watching on the live stream and you're fairly close, come up to sunny Aberdeen. It's a beautiful day. So Emma Harvey. Her lead shrunk a little bit in the backstroke, but still looking pretty dominant from Anya Watt of Dumfries in lane 4, and lane 7, Iona McLeod of Dundee City Aquatics, the 11-year-old. 2:38.67 for Emma at halfway. So a lead now 4 seconds, so a couple of seconds knocked off it in the backstroke. Let's check out what happens in the breaststroke. There is going to be a change. This is where it could happen. Still, it's the Dumfries swimmer Anya Watt in second. Anya 5th in West District Junior Age Groups long course. Second at short course version of that. See if she can challenge. Keep your eyes out on Iona McLeod still as well. She's up there and coming through strongly in lane 3 is the Leicester Penguin, Ailsa MacDonald. Another non-Scottish-based Scot. So the gap at the 2:50 mark is still around the 4 seconds. So, well, I was going to say Emma Harvey is holding that, but Ailsa MacDonald has come through from fairly well back, and she is the one who is really pushing on that lead now. Trying to stick with her, Anya Watt. Give herself a chance in the freestyle. So suddenly this is getting much tighter now. And it's Emma Harvey and Ailsa MacDonald who look like they're going to be the ones who are going to contest it in the freestyle. Not going to be much between them at the 300. And for the first time, in fact, Ailsa just getting the touch, half a second up on Emma, with third place Anya Watt about 3.5 seconds back. So you would think this is between Emma and Ailsa now. So coming towards the final turn, maybe Emma Harvey just back into the lead. It's close though. Let's see as they come to the turn. It's going to be very close, in fact. Just a touch with Emma Harvey by a 10th, and well, Anya Watt has closed the gap a bit, so maybe she could come storming through down this last length as well in lane 4. So shout for your favourites here. Lane 3, Ailsa MacDonald doing her best to hold on. Here comes Anya Watt of Dumfries. She's, I think, moved into second place now. I think it's between these two as they come down 10 metres to go now. Ailsa MacDonald against Anya Watt. Anya Watt is just edging through, I think. She's going to take it. Really good freestyle there. Came back from 2.5 seconds back to take that. 5:34.48 from Ailsa MacDonald's 5:34.88. Both of them well inside their entry times. And a very good swim from Emma Harvey with a 13, nearly 14-second improvement, 5:37.05 in third place. Heat 4, Catherine Soder of Best in 1, Lucy Williamson of Highland in 2, Hannah Driver of Aberdeen in 3, Claire Thompson of Fife Performance in 4, Emma Foyers of Brock in 5, Laura McCluskey of Borough of Stockton in 6, Sophie Annan of Hearts in 7, Katrina McManus of East Lothian in 8, Fiona Turner of South Aberdeenshire in 9, and Hannah Kerr of Highland in 10. Sophie Annan of Hearts leads at the 50, 34.22 from the swimmers either side of her, Laura McCluskey and Katrina McManus. So Hearts having a pretty youthful afternoon here. Early days, of course, in this heat, but a good start from Sophie Annan. District age group, she was 8th, winner more recently at the Incas distance meet. Lane 4, Claire Thompson in 2nd place. And Sophie, 1:16.86. Claire Thompson right there with her and looking to move up nicely now. The Aberdeen swimmer Hannah Dryborough. Also in lane 1, Catherine Soder going nicely. Katrina McManus also trying to join in this group. So pretty well matched affair so far. Sophie Annan will be looking to try and hold her lead, but I don't think she is going to. It's lane 3, Hannah Dryborough, who's going to lead them through the 150. 2:01.75. Good backstroke leg from Katrina McManus in lane 8. She's in 3rd, just behind Hannah Dryborough and Claire Thompson. Just ahead of her early leader, Sophie Annan. So it is lane 3, Hannah Dryborough, who has the advantage here. Hannah 3rd in the North District age group meet before Christmas at Inverness. 6th in North District age groups themselves. And she turns 2:43.81. So we're not as fast as the previous heat, about 5 seconds back on that. Of course, we saw everything turn around in the breaststroke in that last one, so that might be misleading. Claire Thompson holding 2nd now, I think. Sophie Annan has gone back past Katrina McManus, and on her right-hand side, Laura McCluskey is moving up nicely. But still just the Aberdeen swimmer, Hannah Dryborough. But it is just. It's about, well, half a metre if you're lucky. 3:34.42 plays 3:34.61, so 2/10 the gap, and then a second nearly to Sophie Annan in 3rd, and Laura McCluskey a couple of seconds back in 4th. So we've seen a number of up and down races with lots of different swimmers picking up at different stages, and this is another one. Sophie Annan, after her good butterflies, coming roaring back in the breaststroke. I think she may just be back in the lead here from Claire Thompson. Hannah Dryborough, who led after the backstroke. It's going to be close between Sophie and Claire at the 300, but the touch going to Sophie, 4:23.79. Still slower than the previous heat, about 4 seconds back now. But it's about freestyle now, and there's still certainly 3 swimmers in the mix. Maybe 4 if Laura McCluskey can have a strong freestyle. Claire Thompson in 4, the main challenger to Sophie Annan. Claire 7th in East District age groups against Sophie's 8th. So Not a lot between them in that race, not a lot between them here, but it is Sophie Annan. Well, second and a half up now, so had a good first 50 in the freestyle. We're wanting to consolidate that down this final length. Laura McCluskey is making a bit of a move, and she is edging into second place now. She's probably got too much to do to catch Sophie Annan here, but she's closing. And she's closing pretty fast now. Also going well, Hannah Dryber in lane 3, so this is tightening up. Can Sophie Annan hold on? Yes, she can. 5:39.87, improves by a couple of seconds. Good freestyle from Laura McCluskey, made it close, 5:40.03, and Hannah Dryber a third, 5:40.54. So we're just having a wee conversation about that last result, so we'll wait to have it finalised. And unfortunately there's a disqualification, technical infringement in lane 10. So confirming the 1, 2, 3, Sophie Annan first, 5:39.87, Laura McCluskey second, and Hannah Dryber a third. So on to Heat 5 here. Morven Adams, Dundee City Aquatics in 1. Taylor Finlayson of Warrender in 2. Faye Prosser of Forres in 3. Kirsten Laurie of First in 4. Niamh Ritchie of Warrender in 5. Lucy Buchan of First in 6. Katie Lilly of South Lanarkshire in 7. Imogen Buse of City of Aberdeen in 8. Abby Mitchell of South Lanarkshire in 9. And Katie Donald of South Lanarkshire in 10. First to turn, Kirsten Laurie, 33.97. Kirsten, bronze medalist at West District Junior age groups. Lane 7, Katie Lilly of South Lanarkshire in second place. Fourth in West District Junior age groups, so these two have battled together before, but certainly at the moment it's very much Kirsten's race, 1:12.94. We've seen in the other races that a lead in the butterfly doesn't necessarily guarantee you success in the rest of the race. Two Warrender swimmers up there, Taylor Finlayson in 2 in second place, Niamh Ritchie in 5 in third. Of course, we have a top club award to contest for over these 5 days. There'll be a number of teams who will be very interested in that. Carnegie hold it from last year, so they'll be looking to retain it. A number of other teams will be up to knock them off their perch. One of them will be Warrender, and it's Niamh Ritchie who leads now for Warrender, 1:55.48. Niamh Ritchie, East District Age Group bronze medalist. And she is building on her lead now, about 3-4 meters. Second place, Kirsten Laurie now, ahead of Faye Prosser and Lucy Buchan. So very good backstroke from Niamh, 2:33.11. 2:37 for Kirsten, 2:39 for Faye, the 1-2-3.
Can we have a coach from Inverleith to the recorder's table, please? A coach from Inverleith.
So Niamh Ritchie looks to be in no mood to let any challengers close to her in the breaststroke. Now 6 seconds up, 3:20.05, halfway through the breaststroke. And she's, well, 8 meters or so up. Tightening up for second. Faye Prosser is moving up very well in lane 3. Challenging Kirsten Laurie in 4. Niamh Ritchie, about 10 meters up now. Goes into the freestyle 4:06.80. And that is quite a bit faster than anything we've seen. Around about 8.5 seconds up on Kirsten Laurie. Close though between Laurie and Prosser still. So that is very much where the contest is for second place. On the live stream you can't see that because you're focusing on our leader Niamh Ritchie. And she turns for home. 4:43.38. So 5:29.90 is her entry time. And the Warrender swimmer is going to set the standard going into the final heat in the 13-year-old age group. 5:17.75, a 12-second improvement for her. Faye Prosser is going to take second. And Forest Bluefins, she comes in 5:30.40, 6 seconds improvement. And Kirsten Laurie third, 5:32.52. So Niamh Ritchie, 5:17.75. Confirmed as the winner there, ahead of Faye Prosser and Kirsten Laurie as we move to the final heat. So 5:17.75 for the 13-year-olds is the time to beat. 8 of these final, or 7 rather, of these final swimmers are 13-year-olds, 3 12-year-olds. Katie Robertson in lane 1 is one of them. She goes for South Ayrshire. Jessica Damon of Warrender goes in 2. Another 12-year-old, Sophie Smith for St Thomas, goes in 3. Ali Morrison, Dundee City Aquatics in 4. Amy Hawke with the fastest entry time goes in lane 5 for Borough of Stockton. Freya Thompson of Perth City in 6. Katie Taylor of First in 7. Lexi Waller of Hearts in 8. Kiana McInnes of Hearts in 9. She's the third 12-year-old. And Emma Scully of North Ayrshire goes in 10. So we saw Kiana McInnes's butterfly abilities in the 200 butterfly earlier, and here they are in evidence again. Up there with Amy Hawke as they come to the 100. Very close between them. Kiana just getting the touch, 109.60 against 109.84 for Amy. Of course, different age groups. But Amy now in the backstroke is starting to pull away. Freya Thompson of Perth City up there. So in lane 2 is Jessica Damon of Warrender. .150.48, Amy Hawke. Just half a second up on Jessica Damon. So Jessica now with the main challenger in the backstroke. In lane 2. Lane 8 still Lexi Waller now moving up. So these three, led by Amy Hawke though, about 1.5 meters up. So halfway, 2:29.32. Jessica Damon just 7/10 back. So very much still in this. Lexi Waller as well. Then 3 swimmers in a line for 4th place, led by the Perth girl, Freya Thompson. Freya just maybe edging away from the other 2 and trying to close the gap on the swimmers ahead of her. So Amy Hawke has the advantage still. So it was 7/10 at the halfway point. I think it'll be a bit more than this now. Look over at the far side, and that's lane 8, Lexi Waller, who's moved up into 2nd place, but she's 2.5 seconds back now on Amy Hawke. So Amy looking to consolidate her position in the breaststroke. Lexi Waller, East District age group, silver medalist, 4th in last year's national age groups. So we'll be looking to get on the podium this year. And with the time to beat from the previous heat, 5:17 from Neve Ritchie at the 300, 4:00.01, so about 6 seconds faster than the previous heat. 2nd, 3rd and 4th all faster than the previous heat, so it's looking like the medalist, certainly for the 13-year-old age group, will come from this heat. Lexi Waller 2nd, Freya Thompson now in 3rd. And I think it's going to be a battle between these 2 for the 13-year-old silver medal, because Amy Hawke is going to take this. Amy, of course, a non-Scot, so there's also a battle for the national gold medal between Lexi and Freya at stake here. Going well in lane 2, Jessica Damon in 4th place. She'll have to work hard to catch up the swimmers ahead of her. Katie Robertson, the 12-year-old, going well on lane 1 after a good breaststroke. But it's Amy Hawke, about 4 meters up on Lexi Waller. Freya Thompson in 3rd. That's looking like the 1, 2, 3 now. 10 meters to go for Amy. Her entry time 5:10. Not quite on that form this afternoon, but she takes it 5:12.79. 2nd place, Lexi Waller, 5:16.97. A good improvement of 6 seconds for her. Freya Thompson in 3rd, 5:18.18. So I just need to check there, because I think Neve Ritchie, the 13-year-old, was faster than Freya Thompson. So I think she may just get the bronze medal there. We'll confirm that in a moment. But the 1, 2, 3 on the heat, Amy Hawke, Lexi Waller 2nd, Freya Thompson 3rd.
So the official result there from the girls 400 IM, and there you can see the qualifiers for this evening's final with Amy Hawke and that time of 5:12.79. Really carry quite a distance out in front of the other girls in this event, and I know it's difficult at this stage to match up who will be racing who in what age groups, but that was a really impressive swim again from Amy.
Yeah, that's her 2nd swim, I think, of the morning, and again, another impressive swim. Just off her PB, but like you said, her PB is miles in front of everyone else. But in the heat before, Neve Ritchie, 12-second PB to do a 5:17. So she knows she'll be on the tail of Amy Hawke tonight, I think.
And how does that happen? I mean, 12-second PB is absolutely huge in any distance of swimming, I suppose. Is it just about developmental. Thank you. Developmental stages. Do swimmers just go through spurts at different times at this period of their?
Yeah, I think every swimmer goes through a spurt. It just depends on each individual when that spurt is going to be. Sometimes it can come when they're really young, and sometimes, they're 17, 18 before they get that spurt. And other people, do their best performances when they're old like me. So, yeah.
Yeah. What was your experience like at 12 and 13?
I never really won many races at 12 and 13. I just enjoyed racing and tried to do the little things right, and got in and tried to win and race the faster swimmers, but I didn't really win any races till I was 15, 16.
Did you find it hard in that environment to keep going? Were you always motivated to keep going?
I was, yeah. I just loved doing it. I look back now and think, I must have been crazy, but I just loved doing it. I wasn't really winning, but to me, I was getting PBs, I was making little improvements, so to me that was enough to keep me wanting to do more.
Was it always an internal competition for you?
Yeah, I guess it always has been with me, yeah, which is probably why I've done the sport for so long.
I think that's the sort of drive you need at this age. So wise words there for any 12 and 13-year-olds that are out there listening to Kerry. That little bit of internal competition to keep you going even when you're not swimming at the standard of those around you. So the boys 10 to 14 4x100 free is off and running. We're into the second leg, and as they turn, we'll let Duncan McKinnell take you home in this last event of the afternoon session.
So East Lothian in lane 5. So that they're there by benefit of having the faster entry time, 4:14.05. Highland now about a metre back on them. So a good swim from Finley Hart. Innes MacArthur ready to do the third leg for them. So he goes 2:01.40. For Highland, it is Max Hagan. And in third place for Aberdeen, it's Logan Patterson. So Innes MacArthur looking to hold this advantage for East Lothian, and so far so good. I think Logan Patterson, who's had a good afternoon, is just about on terms with the Highlanders. Max Hagan. So East Lothian going through the turn, and certainly Innes looks to be holding that lead, if not improving it. So East Lothian in a pretty strong position here. It is now Aberdeen have moved into second place, so good third leg from Logan Patterson. Coming up also now in lane 4 is Dumfries Dolphins. Jean-Luc Diggins on the third leg for them. But East Lothian still with a big advantage, about 7-8 metres here as we get ready for the anchor, and that will be Kyle Eady. He goes in 3:03.94. So check out on his lead. It is about 4 seconds. Aberdeen second. Paul Miller on the anchor for them. Third place now is Dumfries Dolphins, and on the anchor is Rhys Handley. So now it's these three, with fourth place Highland with Andrew Gatton. But they're quite a bit off the pace now, and it's East Lothian looking to hold their lead. Kyle Eady, his lead is shrinking though, and it's Aberdeen who are leading the challenge to try and get back at East Lothian here. Dumfries Dolphins trying to go with them as well. So the lead down to about 3 metres now, so it's halved. Can Aberdeen continue this fight back? East Lothian, I think, maybe just seeing them off. Kyle Eady has not panicked, and he is going to bring East Lothian in here. They'll take the final race of an entertaining afternoon session. They come in 4:07.58. That will be the time for the fastest heat, which will be swum tonight to try and beat Aberdeen just a couple of seconds back, 4:09.82. And the Dumfries Dolphins 4:11.07. All three of them comfortably inside their entry times.
Could we have the medalists for the girls 10 to 12, 400 IM? That's Katie Robertson, Kiana McInnes, and Sophie Smith. And the girls in the 13-year-old age group, Amy Hawk, Lexi Waller, and Neve Ritchie. Could they please now report to the coroner for the medal ceremony?
So the end of the session, the 4x100 metre relay, bringing it to a close, and just the presentations now for that girls 400 metre IM, both in the 10 to 12-year-old category and in the 13-year-old category, because we should of course have said there, Kerry, that it was heat declared. And Neve Ritchie, of course, in that.
So a reminder that
penultimate.
we'll be back in warm-up for session 3 at 4:30, so just around 35 minutes time. Swimmers, make your way please as quickly as you can for this presentation.
So we'll just take Duncan out while the swimmers ready themselves. He's anxious for his tea and anxious that the swimmers should hurry up and get into position for the presentation, as are we. But yeah, going back to that swim by Neve Ritchie, the 12-second PB, she swum herself into a bronze medal in her age group, and that really goes to highlight just how good a swim that was.
Yeah, definitely a great swim, and doing it all on your own as well is never easy, so that was impressive.
So I think the girls are just about ready on the far side of the pool from our commentary position here, just down on pool side next to the timing office at the start finish end. And first there'll be the presentation for the 10 to 12-year-old category.
Our medals this session are being presented by Leslie Prentice, our Assistant Meet Director. Please welcome our medalists onto the podium. The girls 10 to 12 400 metre individual medley medalists. The bronze medal goes to Sophie Smith of St Thomas. The silver medal The silver medal goes to Kiana McInnes of Heart of Midlothian. And the gold medal goes to Katie Robertson of South Ayrshire. Katie is our Scottish National Age Group Champion of this event, 400 metre individual medley.
So the 10 to 12-year-olds.
Our 13-year-old medalists for this event, 400 metre individual medley.
And now the 13-year-olds.
Eddie Wilmot presenting our medals for this event. The bronze medal goes to Neve Ritchie of Warrender.
And there you are, there's Neve Ritchie getting that bronze medal. Fantastic swim from her.
The silver medal goes to Lexi Waller of Heart of Midlothian. Our open age group champion is Amy Hawk of Stockton.
But just as impressive, Amy Hawk's swim of 5:12.79.
Champion in this event is Lexi Waller of Heart of Midlothian. Well done, swimmers.
So there we go, that concludes the second session, the second of 15 that we can look forward to. The underwater camera's taken a bit of a pounding today from the swimmers getting out of the pool. They've not been particularly careful with the equipment, but we'll get that straightened back up in time for the start of session 3. So let's just remind ourselves what's coming up later on this evening. There you can see all the age group finals taking place. The 200 metre butterfly, the 200 metre breaststroke for the boys, and then finishing off with the 100 metre freestyle for the girls. Plenty of PBs this afternoon, plenty of sub-qualification times. It should be an exciting evening of swimming ahead, and remember, you can have your say on all of it by tweeting us, and the hashtag is snags14, hashtag snags14, and wherever you are in the world, we'd love to hear from you, your comments on the coverage, your comments on the swimming. If you want to throw your support behind any of the individuals that are taking part, then please do so. So coverage of session 3 begins at 25 past 5. That's in little under an hour and a half from now, so go and get refreshed, have a break, and we'll see you back here at the Aberdeen Sports Village for live and exclusive coverage of the Scottish Gas National Age Group Championships a little later on this afternoon.